This is the biggest sneaker to release in 2024. A classic Air Jordan 4 gets the reimagined treatment, and the change that happened to the sneaker has everyone talking. But is it really worth $215? I think it is. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Soul by Soul YouTube channel. My name is Frankie. I'm happy you decided to join us here today. If you're new to Soul by Soul, we review sneakers, talk about the latest in the culture, and ultimately, we're here to facilitate a community with all of you watching. So today, we're talking about these, the Air Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined. Arguably the most anticipated sneaker to release this year, the NBA All-Star Weekend star release from Nike and Jordan brand brings back a classic that's synonymous with an all-time moment in Michael Jordan's career. Also known as the Black Cements, which is alluded to with the box that these came in. I mean, just look at the beautiful cement pattern on the lid. Ain't it just pretty, y'all? These Jordan 4s are the latest chapter in the Reimagined series that began back in late 2021 with the Air Jordan 1 Patent Breds. The reimagining on these sneakers is the different material used on the upper of the sneaker. Traditionally, the Bred 4s would come in nubuck material, a much more durable material than a traditional suede. But this year, it's no longer a nubuck material, which has many people skeptical. Instead, we've got what Nike has called premium full grain leather material as part of the new iteration. Now I'll admit, I was one of those that was initially skeptical when Jordan brand announced that they were gonna change the materials on this sneaker. Add to the fact that this sneaker is going for $215 for retail. I thought to myself, ain't no way this is gonna be worth it with the material change. But once these sneakers got in and I got to feel the leather, I do have to say, the leather material does feel pretty good. And why I'm a fan of this leather material is that now I'm more inclined to wear these shoes out and about in whatever situation. Unlike when we had these in nubuck. Whenever there's nubuck, durabuck, suede leather involved, I'm so nervous about wearing those sneakers because of their less than durable material makeup. Outside of the material change, there's nothing really else different from the '89 release of the Jordan 4. It's the same color blocking all around with the same tongue, and you do have Nike Air branding back on the heel in this release, something collectors and fans of OG releases love to see, including myself. The outsole is in the same color blocking, looking crisp and clean, and probably as crisp and clean as it will ever look before I start wearing them. Speaking of wear, Nike and Jordan brand did say that there would be a different fit and feel with these sneakers. So why don't we see if there's actually a reimagined feel to these when I put these on feet. So I just finished walking around my apartment, walking around my building with these on, and I'll say this, okay? Full disclosure, I'm not the biggest fan of Air Jordan 4s. I think they're actually not the most comfortable pairs of sneakers. I know that Mike right now is probably punching air because I'm admitting this, as he is the 4s guy on this channel. But personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the comfort when it comes to 4s. Now, I will say, walking around in these, despite the fact that around, my toe area, there is still a little bit of snugness that's going on. Really on the back of the heel, I feel perfectly fine. Around the back portion of my foot, there's actually a lot of comfort coming from that Air unit, which is something that I typically don't feel on traditional Air Jordan 4s that have a different feel going on. I kind of compare them to like the Air Jordan 4 Fire Reds that released a few years ago. This is actually more comfortable than that pair, for me at least. I definitely think that these are more comfortable than your standard pair of Air Jordan 4s. So whatever Nike, whatever Jordan brand did with the fit and feel, there definitely is a reimagined version going on here with the fit and the feel. In terms of sizing, y'all, I typically go 10.5 on all Nike Jordans. I tend to go a half size up on Kobe 6s, Kobe 5s. With these, I went in 10.5, my true to size. I think you're fine going your true to size. Whatever you typically go with Jordan 4s, I would say stick to that. So all in all, $215, a reimagined version of a classic pair. I think it's worth it. I think if you've never had the Breds in your collection, go for these right now. If you already have a pair of Breds in your collection, I think you're fine passing on these. I wouldn't add these to the collection unless you know, your 2019 pairs are really beat up, like I mean really beat up, then fine, go for these. And the fact that there's probably over 500,000 pairs rumored to have been released, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if these actually land at a Nike factory store, which is wild to say that we might see Bred Reimagined at a Nike factory store, sitting on shelves, just not really doing much on the resale market. Maybe you'll get it for what you might have paid for retail. Maybe you get even less. But what about other anticipated sneakers that are set to release this year? Check out this video right here where we dive deep into our 10 favorite most anticipated sneakers of 2024.